Okay, oh my goodness. So we're back with Pluto in the sixth house. And like I told you guys, I might listen. Hey, I might not get to everything in order. There's a method to my madness, but I'm going to get to it. And that's the whole thing. I'm going to get to it. So Pluto in the sixth house. Pluto in the sixth house, Synastry. Um, what do we have here? When you take someone's Pluto and you put it in the sixth house, this could be good. It's going to be changes. All right. It doesn't have to be bad changes. It could be good changes. What happens is Pluto directly affects, in a very physical way, the sixth house person's work ethic, level of responsibility, money, and all of that. Okay, this is why, and I know a lot of times people don't really put much emphasis in Pluto, Synastry, Neptune, and all that, but you have to understand that these are the planets that pack the most power, like Pluto, Saturn, Neptune, Jupiter. Okay, I know they disqualified Pluto of being a planet, but Pluto is still very much at work on an energetic level, because guess what? As above, so below. So we have to go through the necessary transformations in order to expand. Okay, but these like planets like this pack the most punch. And Pluto, see, the thing about it is, the sixth house person, upon meeting Pluto, might have a certain plan, might have a certain approach to life, might have a certain schedule, might be working a certain job, might be living life a certain way, health-wise, responsibility-wise, things of that nature. And Pluto comes in, and Pluto directly interferes with this person's agenda in life and with this person's lifestyle in general. And the thing about this is, it could be a very good thing if it's good, but it could be a very, very bad thing if it's bad. And I will put this disclaimer out here, and I've done it for a few other Synastry aspects with Pluto. When Pluto in sixth house falls out and on bad terms with each other, they can do things, especially Pluto, to impact the sixth house person negatively. Because they know a lot about you. You guys know a lot about each other. Well, the Pluto person could be very secretive. Okay. Let's put that there, because we're dealing with the sixth house of enemies as well. The 12th house has enemies in it. The sixth house has enemies in it as well. Okay. And with that being said, Pluto can definitely be one of those enemies if it chooses to. The thing about Pluto, though, Pluto may approach the sixth house person in a sense, like either they're going to, the main thing that they could be attracted to with each other in the Pluto energy in the sixth house is the things that they supposedly have in common. Now, this could be, they could definitely have things in common, or the Pluto person may, start talking to or interacting with the sixth house person, but start to notice what the sixth house person has going on, and then starts doing things or making itself appear that they match what the sixth house does. The same interests, the same likes, the same hobbies. Okay. I mean, this can even become a situation to where, the sixth house could be teaching Pluto stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, because Pluto is usually seen as the instructor, like the teacher. I don't know why I say instructor, but like the person that comes in, because usually wherever Pluto sits at, Pluto is being, in a way, could kind of be controlling and be like, oh, well, you should do things like this, like that, like this is how you, oh, you shouldn't do it like that, you should do it like this instead. Pluto can be that type of mentor type energy, don't get me wrong. But the sixth house could definitely fight that control of Pluto and definitely come off as controlling to Pluto because it's the sixth house. And this could easily be a situation to where one person are getting their needs met and getting everything their way, and the other person are not really getting their needs met. Now, the sixth house person is definitely going to bring that energy, that supportive energy, is like willing to get in there and do the work and provide things. And Pluto can see this as, okay, this person is, this sixth house person is someone that I find interesting. In. Like, I see this sixth house person that could really take care of my needs. Like, the sixth house person holds value that Pluto person finds potential in, finds safety in, finds shelter in. Okay. So when the Pluto person gets here with the sixth house person, now I'm going to say this. This could go the other way too, but mainly the way that I'm saying it. It could go the other way because this is the sixth house. And it's, when I look at the way that I read the houses and different things, it's like I read them in different ways. I'm looking at this energy as the six energy, six divided half and half. Okay, that's how I look at it. But it's predominantly going the way that I'm saying, but it could go the other way too. And but the thing, the main issue here is that I feel like there's a lot of control and manipulation that goes on. Like, don't get me wrong. These two, when they are operating in a way that is beneficial to each other, they can be very productive, and it's a lot that they can come up with. There's a lot they can change each other's lives for the better. They can become very powerful, and it can be hard for people that comes up against them to even take them down. As a matter of fact, it can be hard for people, even if this interaction and this relationship between them, these two are not good, and their family sees it and other people see it, it can be the same source that drives them together to where it's hard to break them up. And it's hard for people to come in and talk against the other one. It's kind of like it pushes them even more close. The thing about this is that when it's not good, Pluto, and let's say Pluto comes into the sixth house person's life, and the sixth house person feel like they can change Pluto. Maybe even vice versa. Don't get me wrong. It's always this thing of, okay, well, I can change this person, or I see the potential in this person. And let's say Pluto is feeling like, okay, I'm about to come in, I'm about to change, what the sixth house person does, or the sixth house person's like, okay, I see Pluto, but I feel like, yeah, Pluto got a lot of potential. And you bring Pluto in, and whatever Pluto is dealing with, it now becomes something that attaches onto you in your life and what you're dealing with. And it could be, where you start to, slack on responsibilities, because let's say Pluto comes in and Pluto's abusive. And then now it's affecting your kids. And now you got the people on your back about, okay, well, is your kids in a safe environment? Let's say Pluto comes in and Pluto's on drugs or something. And now the money has to go to Pluto's drug habit. Let's say Pluto comes in and Pluto's promising to get a job, but Pluto doesn't get a job. Now you got to support Pluto. And so it's that type of thing. And you're showing up late for work, and your habits are changing, and you're eating unhealthy, and you're just being all over the place. And because here, even though it's not an emotional house, Pluto can affect the sixth house person on a health level and a psychological level, which is mental health in a way. And the sixth house person could try to manipulate Pluto too, by saying, okay, well, because Pluto could be like, okay, I don't know if this is going to be good. I don't know if we're going to be good together. And Pluto and the sixth house person could be like, well, I got things that you need, and I can do this for you. I can do that for you. And then to the point of where the sixth house person uses victimization or manipulation or victimization to manipulate Pluto into doing things. So when they get into stuff, when they get into arguments and they get into disputes, it can become something that's very explosive in a physical way, because we're dealing with a physical house. And the sixth house is pretty much like our our everyday life. So they could be each other's helpmates in a strong way. They could use this energy to transform themselves into something greater. Because let's say Pluto come in, and Pluto is like of like ultimate status here, to where, you know, this person is high profile, they making money, you know, whatever, they got insight and a lifestyle tips and stuff like that to actually increase the sixth house person's living standards overall, bring in more money and all of that. Or you can, I mean, that could be, that's something powerful, that's something beneficial. But if you have it going the other way, then it can be something that brings the sixth house person down as well. I could keep going, guys, but I can't, because I feel like it's too much, it's too long on these videos. And yeah. All right, so this has been Pluto in the sixth house synastry. I'm Butterfly to Light, and I'll be return.